Well, it's wet now. In this video, you're about to see a lot of water sitting around from all the rain that we have had. As an end of filming this, I think we had about 3.3 inches of rain. That was 4 hours ago. We've had over 1.5 inches since, and we're pushing 5 inches in the last 5 days. So it'll be interesting to drive around tomorrow and see how much more water there is. As you'll see here in a minute, there's already a lot. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Good morning. Well, it's still raining, and it's getting wet now. Yeah, she's coming down good at the moment. So I'll be working inside today. We are up to 1.42 here. But that's just since yesterday. It's also raining cats and dogs at the moment, according to the weather station. We also had about 0.9 or 0.94, I think it was, 93 from Thursday and Friday that is reset. So we're getting real close to 2.5 inches since Thursday. And I know over the course of 5 days that's kind of spread out and it's let some of the water soak in and get away, but there's water setting everywhere now. So this is why we didn't clean the planters up yet, because yeah, I don't know if we're gonna have to replant yet or not, but there's probably gonna be some pockets and some spots that drowned out, and is what it is. But we're still in pretty decent shape. Hopefully things warm up a little bit more here. They kind of backed off on the temperature forecast for the last few days and the next few days, where we're in the 60s instead of the 70s, but supposed to be up towards 80 by next weekend. And hopefully things will start coming up and growing and we'll be okay, but we'll see. The rain has subsided somewhat. Look at all the water running across the fields. That's my soybean plot. Oh man. See how long it takes for it to get off of there. Generally, we figure we can have water lay on the fields for a day or two and the crops will be okay if they're growing. Much beyond that and stuff's probably not going to make it. Temperature kind of affects it a little bit. If it's hot, it's actually worse because those crops are actively growing and they kind of suck the water in and it boils them more or less. If it's cool like it has been, they might survive a little bit longer because the plants aren't actively growing quite as fast, but still not a good thing. So I've got this other Ethernet cable. This tractor here was also one that got a JD Link Connect subscription added to it, and I don't have a 2630 in here at the moment, but we will at some point this year. So I'm gonna get this cable installed. I gotta go from under that tray down there around the side to the front corner post. So I'm just going to get it put in place while I got some time here. So on this tractor here, the MGT here is actually a 3G MGT, which, I mean, you guys know how cell phones work, right? So 3G is the older system, whatever you want to call it, than the 4G, which now is obsolete because of 5G, but there's no 5G around here. So this actually does still work. It will still transmit data and stuff, which is why we do not need to change that in the antenna on this one. So all we got to do is plug in our cable here to a port down there, and it should work and do what we need it to do. All right, that job is done, and there's our cable. So when we put our 2630 in there, which we use running our disc ripper more than anything, with the spring stuff in the field cultivator, we just use the command center screen, and that is hardwired into the tractor, so it does not need to be hooked up to the Ethernet cable. But yeah, so when we do put the 2630 in there, that cable will be there and it will transmit data wirelessly. So Indiana has decided to be open for business while Michigan is still shut down, and Ohio is getting there. They're getting closer to being open. But I need some RV antifreeze for winterizing my planter, the fertilizer system on that. So I'm thinking about making a trip to Rural King and getting that here this morning. All right, well, I made my Rural King run, got the RV antifreeze that I needed, a few other things, and I think we're gonna go look at some fields. Okay, so the rain has subsided here for the time being. We're getting towards the end of it, but it's like a line, but it's moving straight north or just barely to the east and not pushing past us. So we've kind of gotten hammered here. I looked at the rain gauge again. We were up to 2.3, 2.4 for the storm, which the storm would be what started on Sunday, yesterday. Plus the 9/10 from Thursday and Friday. So over the last 5 days, we've had somewhere around 3¼ inches of rain, and it's wet. So since it's not raining right now, we're gonna go drive around a little bit, survey some of the water standing everywhere. I've got my drone, so we can take that up and fly a little bit and just see what things look like. So enjoy. Yeah, that's about right. That's my plot. Great. Well, we've certainly got a lot of water. Right over there is the ditch where we were cleaning that tile out. She's full now. Anyway, I'm launching the drone off the road. We're going to put her in the air. Yeah, water everywhere. showed this field this morning. It's worse now. We planted corn through almost all of that. That's the field I told you was underwater 6 months a year. It's underwater now. Okay, well, I got the drone safely back inside. It's starting to rain a little bit, and fair wind out here actually. So yeah, you guys can see from that footage though, there's water everywhere. And I'm standing right here by the river. The St. Joe River is the main river that we farm along. And I can't tell you how deep it is right now, but you guys can see how fast the water's moving here in just a second. That water is flowing, and it's not shallow. It's deep in here. There's actually a crossing that we used to drive through there, and I bet the water's got to be 8 to 10 feet deep in the center of that. Just everywhere. Good news, you got to look real close, but there is corn out there, and I can see it from the road. I'm not walking out there because it's muddy, but I can row it. That's a good thing. This was the first planted field. It's there. Wow, we got a lot of water here covering the road. Yeah, we'll make it. No problems. Do not try this at home. Another one of our fields, water running through it. It's raining heavier now again. We're just in the wrong spot. It doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon. Well, that's good. Dad cut a little surface inlet into this ditch here to help get some of that surface water off. I think he did that last spring when it was raining all the time. Water's flowing. It's working. It's working really well. Getting it down into the ditch there so that it gets off the field. And it's flowing. Can you guys see the little beans out there? This was the first field of beans that Phil planted with the 1790 in 15-inch rows. I don't know if you can see the rows. They're coming there. But I can also see some out here in this. That's good. Our crops are coming up as long as we can get the water off of them. Look, another one. Yay. Okay, well, we're up to almost 3.5 for the 5 days. 2.5 since since Sunday, and a lot of that is last night and this morning. So it's wet. It's definitely wet. This is kind of, I don't know if I would call it worst case scenario, but when we finished planting on Tuesday a week ago, this is what we were hoping to avoid, and we didn't. So it is what it is. That's why I didn't clean the planters up and put them away, because there's a pretty good chance we're going to have to replant some stuff now. Kind of going to depend on how fast the water gets away, what the weather does over the next 2 weeks, and whether we feel like we get a chance to replant anything or not. Beans, we've got a little bit longer window here yet than we do with corn, but we'll deal with what we got to deal with. We're going to have some pockets that drowned out. The question is how much, and how quickly does the water get away from some of the higher ground and some of the just dips, but not really low ground where it's going to stay there. So some spots it's already gone down some. You can tell it's not boiling under the road here across the road like it was earlier, where it was shooting up out of the across the road ditch there that I showed you. But I have no idea how much more rain we're going to get. It's going to keep coming here for a little bit. So that's the part of farming, right? We liked planting so much, we're going to do it again. Anyway, I don't know what's on the agenda for tomorrow just yet. Depends on if it's raining or not. I think the rain is supposed to be ending tonight, tomorrow morning. If it's decent outside and it's not raining, we're going to start doing some power wash and cleaning up some stuff. We'll get that tank cleaned up. We may do a seed tender, and so we can get those things put away. We're probably going to go around, survey the damage some more, and see what the fields look like and stuff, and just, yeah, kind of assess where we're at with stuff. If I need to start thinking about getting some replant seed around or figure out what we're going to use for replant, I guess I'll do that. I may have to treat some more beans. It's not a terrible thing, but we'll make those decisions later. So have a great night. Yeah, we'll keep you posted on how all of this stuff is going here. I know today's video wasn't the most exciting, but that's what happens in the rainy days. So hopefully tomorrow we can do something a little bit more active and get something done, actually. yeah, so leave me any comments and questions that you have down below in the comments section, and hit the like and subscribe buttons for me if you would, please. Joey, I hear it's your birthday. Happy birthday, bud. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. Yes, it is still raining.